Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to see chapter 4 Hearts and Hands by O. Henry. The story Hearts and Hands is set on a train. Eastbound BM Express, that is the name of that train, where an elegantly dressed, luxurious, pretty young woman, Miss Fairchild, meets by chance one of his old acquaintance, Mr. Easton. Mr. Easton greets her with his left hand, as his right hand is handcuffed with the left hand of another glum-faced, heavily built and roughly dressed man seated next to him. Miss Fairchild is surprised to see that they are handcuffed. Seeing Mr. Easton's embarrassment, the second man comes to the rescue by explaining that Mr. Easton is a marshal who is taking him to Leavenworth prison, as he has got 7 years of jail terms for counterfeiting. This gives Miss Fairchild some relief, as she started to think something bad about her old friend. Then they continue the conversation further. Fairchild comes to know that Mr. Easton has given up his luxurious life in Washington and has taken the job of a marshal in the West. Then the woman says she also loves the West and wants to live there. At that point, the second man demands that he must be taken to the smoker now, as he hasn't had a smoke all day. So Mr. Easton rises and leaves with that man, bidding goodbye to the woman. Two other passengers in a nearby seat heard the entire conversation. One of them comments that the man, Mr. Easton, holds such a prestigious post of a marshal at a very young age. Then the other man comments that he has never seen an officer to handcuff a prisoner to his right hand. So, at the very end of the story, we came to know that actually the glum-faced man is the officer and Mr. Easton is the prisoner. This is the very simple summary of this chapter. O. Henry is the pen name of the American writer William Sandney Porter. Ready wit, gentle humor, and surprising ending have been the hallmarks of his short stories. The present story, Hearts and Hands, has not been an exception. Here also, we can find out ready wit, gentle humor, and a surprise ending. The main themes of the story have been the compassion of a marshal for his convict and the deceptive quality of appearance. Though Mr. Easton is a criminal, the officer rescues him from embarrassment twice in the story. First, by telling a lie that he is the convict and Easton is the marshal, and lying again that he needs a smoke in order to help Mr. Easton escape from the embarrassing situation. He felt the need to help out a man who is caught on the wrong end of life. This has been an outstanding display of human compassion from the marshal. Again, the story reminds us the old lesson that appearance can be deceptive. Until the last line of the story, who would have thought that Mr. Easton is not the marshal but the criminal? This twist in the end not only makes the story interesting and likable, but also delivers the message that things should not be always be taken at the face value. The title of the story, Hearts and Hands, draws a lot of attention. Apart from the rhythmic quality, it can be explained from different perspectives. Though the hands of the two men were handcuffed, presenting a contrasting relation of a prisoner and an officer, the hands went alike. The marshal could feel the beats of the heart of his convict. He came forward to save his prisoner from the embarrassing situation by lying to the woman. Although his hands were forced to do the duty of punishing a convict, his heart made him feel pity of Mr. Easton. Again, in this story, we can see Miss Fairchild was passionate about talking to Mr. Easton and probably even wanted to make a relationship with him by saying that she loves the West and wants to live there. Her heart's wish to get closer with Mr. Easton when his handcuffed hands made her feel otherwise. So, from both angles, the hearts and the hands went against each other. That is why the title is witty enough and apt. As the author presents the character in the first paragraph of the story, the unnamed Marshal is a ruffled, glum faced person, heavily built and roughly dressed. This appearance apparently makes him less likable. So it is rather easy for someone to take him as the convict handcuffed with the marshal. We will see the summary in detail in the next class.